Hey there, welcome to this week's members only follow-up video. And this week we talked about everything that makes a true intermediate guitar player. Now, I did a poll not only over on YouTube, but also to my email list. So a whole bunch of people, thousands and thousands of people. And I asked them where they're at with their guitar playing. And it was really interesting. So many people were right in that kind of middle to late beginner and then early intermediate to middle intermediate. Like I would say a good 70 or 80% of people fell into that category. And then well over 50% fell into the late beginner and early intermediate category, which was pretty surprising, honestly. I expected more people to be a little later into the intermediate stage. But I think it just speaks to how hard it is to break through that barrier, to go from that late beginner into that intermediate stage. So we talked about a bunch of things that I would expect a proper, well-rounded intermediate player to be able to do. Now, as far as practice tips, I mean, there are so many because we talked about so many different things. But what I wanted to talk about a little bit in this video is just how important it is to focus in on the main core thing that I think that an intermediate can do better than a beginner. And that is basically to just be fully well-rounded in every single way. Because I feel like a lot of players maybe who focus too much on improvising will be very, very good at their lead guitar playing at maybe even a middle or upper intermediate level. And then their rhythm, their sense of timing when they strum stuff will be early beginner. And what happens is they don't have that balance of skills, that full foundation, that allows them to have like real success beyond that point. Because what happens is when you only have one or two or less than all of these skills, is that you are going to progress a lot slower once you reach that intermediate point. So that's why we end up, we always call it plateaus, right? These progress plateaus where it's like, I'm really good at improvising solos, but I'm just not getting any better. I've been here for years. Well, it's usually because you don't have that fully fleshed out foundation, and that's a very, very important thing. So for a lot of you, I'd really recommend being a little bit reflective on your playing and looking at those areas where you struggle. Because even if you are a master of 75 or 80% of the things that I talked about in that YouTube video, which by the way, make sure you watch that before watching this one. I should have said that off the top of the video. It'll be linked below. If you aren't doing all of those things, then you really are shooting yourself in the foot, essentially, as far as progress goes. As far as like the more practical side of things, the all-encompassing kind of skill that is very important to work on is basically breaking free from the part of your guitar playing that is very much looking at something, copying it, learning the motions, and then just reproducing it. Because that can be fun, learning how to play a song or a riff or a lick and reproducing it. It's cool at first, but it's not going to engage that creative part of your brain, which is very, very important when it comes to writing music, being a better improviser, if that's something you're interested in, and also playing with other musicians, which maybe those aren't your goals. And in that case, then maybe it's less important. But for me, I think the biggest and most fun thing about the guitar is the creative part. It's the part that allows you to be expressive, right? And play from the heart, which is kind of the whole point. So yeah, so I would say like learning how to play a little bit more by ear. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to be able to figure out Through the Fire and the Flames by ear. Like that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about taking a basic song, being able to listen to it and decipher what is going on and reproduce it on the guitar. That is a skill that is going to take you very, very far, and you're going to see it bleed through into the other parts of your playing. So those are kind of the main things that I would recommend focusing on. One is leveling out your skills, making sure you have that full foundation, and then really focus on building up that part of your playing that is about using your ears and connecting your brain and your hands to the guitar fretboard, which we've talked about so many different ways of doing that. So it does go beyond just the playing by ear stuff. It also goes into things like the home bass and chord roadmaps and all these other things just to help you feel more comfortable and feel like there's less friction between what you think and what you hear and what comes out of your instrument. So, other than that, I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to comment below this video and tell me what other things you think an intermediate player should be able to do, because I'm sure I've missed some stuff. And also, if there is something specifically that you feel like is missing from your playing and holding you back, what is that one thing? Was it something from the video, or do you feel like there's something else that could be missing from your playing as well? I'd really like to know. It helps me kind of shape these videos going forward as well, because then I know what to focus on, what you guys want to learn. So I think that's pretty much it. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up or heart it wherever you're watching it. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Have a good one.